heck of a game over 21-14.
Yeah. Ed Podolak, and he goes on and on, doesn't he?
Yeah. One of the Polish boys. Yeah. All right. He's got plenty of time. Well, they're leading the league in the pass receptions. I expect so. He's gotten so used to doing that all year long, he's forgotten about deep people. Timing could possibly be off because he really hasn't thrown to them that much. I don't know what they do in practice. I've never seen.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Yeah, I think the only thing is we got to think about Detroit too,
Right.
Bob.
They're playing good defense.
I don't want to.
First and 10 Lions from their own 32.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, it seems to be cold everywhere in the country today. All of the reports we've been getting from around the land, and it's cold here in Baltimore, Maryland. Temperatures in the low 20s now. First down for the Lions. Ball at their own 32. Rick Kane and Marv Hubbard are now the running backs for the first time today. Danielson again on first down, and it's complete to Rick Kane. Kane is hit at the 37-yard line after a gain of 7. Make it closer to 6 on the play. Ed Simonetti, the middle linebacker, number 56, made the stop. Simonetti, kind of a remarkable story. 6 feet, 210 pounds from Texas A&M. Second-year man. Tampa Bay leading New Orleans 6-0. Saints don't want to be the first team to lose to the Bucks. Kansas City leading Seattle 21-14 in the first. Simonetti, they list him at 210. I think he probably is playing at about 200 pounds, which is unheard of for a linebacker, certainly one that plays in the middle. Straight ahead is Kane over the 40-yard line.
Rick Kane carried the ball.
And it'll be third down, about 2 yards to go for the Lions, and two of their more effective plays back-to-back since this game began.
Third down and 2.
Rick Kane, number 32, a rookie from San Jose State, had some fumble problems, fumbled 7 times in 5 games, had 10 on the season going into last week, and was replaced as a starter by Len Thompson. But he also had rushed for 380 yards. I think he's a real good prospect. Third down for the Lions at their own 40. In motion comes Jarvis. First motion we've seen. Kane diving straight ahead. He's short of the first down.
Rick Kane, the ball carrier.
Lions pointing downfield like, hey, we got it. It'll depend on where it's marked, and you can see one angry man. Well, Norm Thompson, number 43, when he saw them spot the ball, John, he said, hey, you must be kidding me.
Well, that's pretty tough to see just where they spot the ball from here, and I know it is down there at times when you look over quickly, you don't think they have it, but now the officials are doing what's necessary. They're bringing the linemen in to see whether or not the first down has been made.
John, I didn't think he had it, but, you know, what does that matter? The official's going to determine it, and he gives it to him. So it's first down for the Lions, and they finally got something started here. They have first down at their own 43-yard line.
How many first downs do they have? 2 or...
We've got 12 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. Come out in the I formation. Hubbard and Kane still the running backs in the I. Hubbard, the lead back, the former Oakland Raider. Danielson will pass on first down again. He's got time, sideline, incomplete, intended for Jarvis.
Pass intended for Ray Jarvis.
Just a poor throw by Danielson because Jarvis was standing out there all by himself. All he had to do was just arch it and bring it down real quick to Jarvis, who was standing there on the sideline. That first down was just the second first down for the Detroit Lions of the day, as they made the first one on their first play from scrimmage on a pass from Danielson. There you see the overthrow by Danielson over Jarvis's head.
So it is second and 10 at the 42. Rick Kane, number 32. Good hole. The left side, Russ Bollinger, Jim Yarbrough, 73 and 75. Ray Oldham came up from the safety position to put the tackle on him. Now back in comes Simonetti. Oldham, the 5th defensive back they use in passing situations. Oldham comes out. as the linebacker goes back in.
Danielson, Tim Danielson right now is 4 for 8 for 13 yards. Not a very good day so far throwing the football as far as the yardage is concerned.
Flares it out for Rick Kane, and Kane gets over the 50, short of the first down. Nettles and Stan White, 30 and 53 there on the tackle. So the Lions will have to punt. The ball placed just inside the 50 in Baltimore territory, and an injured Colt is down. That could be Stan White.
53 is Stan White, and I must say something about Detroit offensive line. They've been riddled by injuries all year long, but yet they seem to be doing a fine job against the hard-charging line of the Baltimore Colts, affording Danielson some very fine protection. Let's take a look at the injury to White here as you see the throw. Watch, there he gets smacked right there, and he doesn't seem to be hurt at all, but he's lying down.
Looks like his arm is being worked on there, and while they are doing some repairs on Stan White, it gives us an opportunity to remind you that next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll see highlights of the WBC World Welterweight Boxing Championship between Carlos Palomino and Jose Palacios of Mexico, and the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championship. Shirley Mundowney and Don Garlitz competing in their top fuel dragsters, and Don Prudhomme in the funny car category, plus the finals of the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championship. Competing in the finals, a lot of interesting people. A rock star manager, a former boxing champion sparring partner, and a 250-pound waitress. I understand John Unitas is matched against that lady. Final event of the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the tug of war. All on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Quite an afternoon of fun-filled events. Detroit will punt. Summers from his own 35. Lyle Blackwood awaiting it on the 10-yard line of Baltimore. 10:33 remaining first half. There is still no score. Oh, good kick from Summers. And Blackwood lets that one go down. It's down at the 5-yard line. The 5-yard line. It's down by Leonard Thompson. And again, the first man downfield. He can really fly, number 39. So the Colts have to start deep in their own end. They have not been able to get anything going since the first drive when they got all the way to the 2-yard line, taking their first series all the way that far, only to have Roosevelt Leaks fumble it into the end zone where it was recovered by Charlie Weaver of Detroit.
Pretty interesting to see what Burt starts with down close to his own goal line. If he stands true to form to come out with Mitchell off tackle somewhere.
Ron Lee, number 34, trying the wide side. Ron Lee gets out near the 20-yard line. And the big guy showing a good turn of speed as he got around the corner to the 21-yard line.
Ron Lee is a very fast back, big back coming out, and probably the only real man, the threat that they have back to the outside, as you see some real poor tackling by the Lions that time, which enabled Lee to get downfield.
Ron Lee, a second-year man from West Virginia, 6'4", 228 pounds, so that's a lot of speed for a big man. He had a real good preseason, but still plays behind Roosevelt Leaks. Leaks a superior blocker. Lee again, and look at him just drive back Doug English, number 78, that big defensive tackle who goes 255, and he's a good one, but Lee had the leverage on him.
I feel that Lee gives them a better backfield with him in there because he always has to threat back to the outside, and he's a big back as we see. He's able to run over top of people. He's also a fairly good pass receiver. Leaks primarily is used in there as a blocker for Lydell Mitchell.
A gain of 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2 as Ron Lee brings the Colts smartly out from their 5-yard line. There is still no score here in Baltimore. Mitchell, flag is down. He has first down yardage. Weaver and Tenaple on the tackle. Let's see what the flag is. It's against Baltimore. Remember, the Colts must win today to make the playoffs. They must win again next week against New England. The Lions are playing for pride and an opportunity to show that they're not as bad a football team as the record indicates. They're under 500 at 5-7, but their defense has been tough on everybody.
I believe we have a holding penalty on 57 on that one. He looked like he was holding a little bit.
You got it. Holding is signaled. And that would be Ken Mendenhall, the center. And again, the referee's microphone is not operable to us, so we'll just interpret those as they come along. It looked like Mendenhall was the guilty party.
Well, the Colts have stayed on the ground the last 3 plays, and they've been able to pick up a first down with the exception of this penalty here. They've moved the ball so far in this past series against Detroit better than they have moved it all afternoon.
2nd and 12. Mitchell again. Off tackle right. First guy to hit him is Tenaple, number 57. Garth Tenaple starting for the injured Paul Newmoff. Pratt doing the blocking. Gain of about 5 on the play. Tenaple for Newmoff, the starter today. Newmoff missing his first game in 11 years. An ankle hurt on the first play last week against Green Bay, and he's a tough customer. You've got to know he's hurting or he'd be out there. 3rd down and 4.5. Lee comes out, McCauley goes in. Kansas City leading Seattle 21-20 now as Don Testerman has scored for the Seahawks. They've got quite a game going there. Big play here for the Colts. They've got to keep something moving here and assert themselves. The Lions defensively have been able to make the plays. That's complete to Freddie Scott. Lim Barney on the tackle, but he has a Colts first down out at the 38-yard line of Baltimore.
Houston 19, Cleveland 6 in the 3rd period.
Freddie Scott, 4th-year man from Amherst, starting for Roger Carr, who's bothered with a bad knee, and certainly that's had something to do with the offensive problems of the Colts, John.
Well, they've had Carr out and Scott out. Both of them been injured all year long. Now Carr is definitely out of this ball game. He has really been hurting. He was used primarily last week against Miami as a decoy, finally taken out toward the end of the ball game.
Jones on first down to Mitchell. Mitchell slips between tacklers and works his way for another first down out to the 49-yard line. That was patented Lydell Mitchell running after he caught that football. Lions had a pretty good rush on.
You're watching the...
Matty into 5th place. Mitchell running this time. Got about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Ed O'Neill, number 55, the middle linebacker from Penn State, on the tackle. O'Neill came in with 56 solo tackles into this game. He is just an outstanding player.
The Lions defense has been on the field most of the afternoon, Tim, and you can't do that to your defensive football team. Offensively, you're going to have to get it and hold the ball and control it, give those fellas a rest every now and then in order to keep them fresh. But you especially have a team like Baltimore who has a great offensive line. It's tough to play super all day long.
The Colts in Detroit territory. Ron Lee behind the right tackle, blocking of George Coons. Herb Orvis, number 80, made the tackle on him. Lee is short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2.5.
Lydell Mitchell, number 26, not only good carry, but watch the good block that he performs out there for his offensive man Lee, who cuts behind and pick up a few yards.
3rd and 2. Lee comes out, McCauley comes in.
Now defense has to pay particular attention to both McCauley and Mitchell. They're both outstanding receivers. Let's see what Burt does.
Mitchell, first down, inside the 40 to the 39. Charlie Weaver, number 59, on the tackle.
Let's watch a block by McCauley as Mitchell takes the ball, follows McCauley right through the hole. Good offensive surge by the whole offensive line of the Baltimore Colts as we pick up a first down. McCauley out and Lee back in now. This is a 1st and 10 situation on the 39-yard line.
Mitchell running behind Coons and Ken Hupp. The right side of that offensive line of Baltimore is one of the real good ones in the NFL. Dowdy in motion back to the ball. A pitch. Mitchell. Mitchell gets about 4 on the play. Hit from behind by Orvis. Dick Giron getting in on it along with Charlie West. 2 safety men coming up.
Fine play by Charlie West on that as he crossed the line of scrimmage almost before the offensive man received the ball and turned the play back in where the pursuit came over to pick it up to stop the play with a 4-yard gain.
2nd down, 6 to go. The Colts driving. They're at the 35-yard line. We still have no score. 4:48 remaining in the first half. Tim Ryan and John Unitas with this crucial game for the Baltimore Colts here at Memorial Stadium. I formation. Mitchell straight ahead, good hole. O'Neill, the first man to hit him at the 30-yard line, near first down yardage, depending on where they mark the ball. Doug English, number 78, making the tackle, but well back from the line of scrimmage. He's a defensive tackle. So the Colts seem to be starting to assert themselves off the ball, John.
Number 62, Kenny Huff, who really hasn't had much acclaim all year, came in for the injured Colette, who was put on injured reserve, doing an outstanding job so far at the right guard position. That time opened a big hole as the offensive football team moved for the first down. Yep, we have a mix-up in the chain back there.
Well, they started to bring the chain gang out, and then they changed their minds and said that's clearly first down. So the Colts at the 29 of Detroit. Dowdy in motion, back to the ball again. Jones throwing up the middle to Mitchell, wide open. Look at that, Mitchell elude 3 tacklers. He got away from Weaver. He got away from West, and it was Tenaple who finally hauled him down. Another first down for the Colts into the 17-yard line of Detroit. Score in from Houston and Cleveland. The Oilers in front of Cleveland 19-8 as the Cleveland offense surrendered to safety.
Anniversary team.
First down, Baltimore. Pitch out, Mitchell. Mitchell with that great balance works his way to the 10-yard line, tripping over his own man Dowdy, blocking downfield.
The pitch to Mitchell as we watch Mitchell going, following his guards. There's a tackle out there. Kuntz, 75, makes a good break and is knocked over top of his own man with 2:55 left in the ball game. Baltimore is on the 10.5-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
Under 2:50 in the first half here at Baltimore. Second down, the ball at the 10-yard line. Dowdy put a good block on that. O'Neill has been all over the field. This time they get Mitchell right near the line of scrimmage. Lydell Mitchell, 982 yards coming into the game. He's over 1,000 for the 3rd season in a row. Still getting plenty of work.
With the exception of 2 passes to Mitchell, this drive has been on the ground all the way, starting with a good run by Ron Lee around the right end to pick up the first down. And Burt has elected to stay on the ground, of course, going to his short receivers and Lydell Mitchell for 2 times to pick up some good yards for first down, and they have a real fine drive started right now.
3rd down, McCauley is in there. Jones needs it, and it's incomplete. Intended for McCauley, who's saying, hey, that's interference. Charlie West on the coverage, but the officials feeling he was going for the ball. Pretty good rush on Jones as well.
Well, Donald, he's talking back deep down at Herb Orvis, and he thinks that he was pushed downfield by Charlie West, and it looks like he was, but maybe West gave him a little shot as the ball was in the air or before Jones was able to throw it.
4th down.
Put your white and black shirt on. Put your white and black shirt on. Go down there.
We had a 21-20 score on this one earlier. 14-3, just starting the 4th period. Still 14-3, right? New England, Miami?
Yeah.
Little drama, little drama.
Drama.
Little drama for the trauma. 1:57 remaining in the first half, and the Baltimore Colts, trying to get on the scoreboard, have a field goal opportunity. Meanwhile, they're watching another score very closely. New England continues to lead Miami 14-3. They are just starting the fourth period in New England. So up at Foxborough, the Patriots jumped into an early 14-0 lead, but have not done much since then. However, Miami has managed only 3 points. Linhart will attempt it from the 17-yard line. A missed pass from center, and it is wide. The pass was bobbled, and Linhart rushed it, and the 27-yard field goal attempt is no good. So we are still scoreless with 1:54 remaining here in the first half. Well, John, when you're hot, and when you're not, they say. There was a case of what would appear to be an easy field goal for the consistent Linhart from that distance, but it looked like they had to rush to put the ball down, the holder, and so we are scoreless, still approaching halftime.
Troop.
And who snaps it? Mendenhall?
Mendenhall.
He does?
I believe so. 57, either he or Morris, not Morris, but Blue.
Might be
Blue.
I'm not sure. Sometimes
Yeah, Blue.
yeah. Well, that's a
Snap wasn't that bad, I don't think. I think it was just cold. You know,
hands were cold.
And he hasn't been out there, you know.
Should be warm on the sideline.
Well, yeah, right. You bet. Either that or have...
That's his first one he tried from the side at 19.
Well, that's 27, though.
Was that 27?
Yeah, 27-yard field goal.
That's been pretty good. 4 from 6 from there.
Yeah.
Have the Colts sacked Danielson yet? I don't think so.
No. 1:54 remaining, and let's look ahead to next week. Here on CBS, our regional games will have the Bears and the Giants, a big one for Chicago. New Orleans at Atlanta. Also, St. Louis will be at Tampa Bay, and San Francisco at Green Bay. That game will be played in Milwaukee. Our Saturday game, Los Angeles and Washington at 12:30 Eastern Time. A big one for the Redskins. Danielson on first down to J.D. Hill. Hill dragging Lyle Blackwood. And the ball comes loose, but play had already been called. And it's a first down for the Lions out over the 30-yard line. So Danielson combines with J.D. Hill for the first down as time ticks on. 1:35 remaining here in the first half of play at Detroit. We are still scoreless as Linhart missed a 27-yard field goal attempt. Complete to Rick Kane, who shakes a tackle and battles his way over the 40-yard line to the 43, but a flag is down in the Lions' backfield. McLeod on the tackle, and Ed Simonini giving him some help. Stan White, who was injured briefly a few plays ago, back in there, also in on the play.
We got a penalty against the Baltimore Colts, as it was signified by the referee.
John, the way this game is going, that field goal missed by Linhart could prove to be very, very significant. Just reviewing what happened, the snap from Forrest Blue appeared to be good. Bill Troop, the backup quarterback, had a little trouble catching the ball and getting it placed down for him. There's the personal foul against the Baltimore Colts.
Detroit Lions, using their hurry-up offense with the 2-minute drill, are moving the football now. That's the third straight first down against the Baltimore Colts. Of course, that was on a penalty, but they all counted a drop play this time for the Detroit Lions. It picks up another first down, and they're moving the football well.
Rick Kane, number 32, takes it over the 35. They're going to mark it at the 33 of Baltimore with 1:11 on the clock, and time stopped momentarily. So the Lions, with their best offensive thrust so far, with the help of a penalty against the Colts, and they're now moving into scoring territory in this scoreless football game. Tony Linhart with a chance from 27 yards out, but missing as they had to hurry putting the placement down. They'll measure on this one. First down, Lions. So Gary Danielson has the Lions on the move. Sunday, the 25th of December, Christmas Day, CBS Sports presents the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State, a 10-1 record led by Chuck Fusina, taking on Arizona State, 9-2. And that should be an exciting football game. Then on December 31st, the Sun Bowl with Stanford against LSU. All-American Guy Benjamin, the Stanford quarterback. And the biggie, Monday, January 2nd, unbeaten Texas against Notre Dame. All three outstanding bowl games here on CBS. Danielson on first down. Gets away from Ehrman and then from Cook, and is finally pulled down by Stan White at the 26-yard line. A gain of nearly 7 on the play for Danielson.
He's got 52 seconds left. Now he's going to take his time out, stop the clock, and get himself together. He's in position now to go for the field goal if they have to. Mickemeyer has hit 6 for 15 so far this year, but he has a second down situation. 52 seconds to go. He will try to call 1 or 2 plays in the huddle, depending on his timeouts. He has 1 left to go, so he'll have to save that for the field goal kicker. Try to call 2 plays in the huddle, make one of them a run, or maybe both of them runs or both of them passes. I would assume he would have to go with a pass on the second play, as if it's not completed, it will stop the clock.
2nd and 4 here, John. If you were sitting out here in this situation, what's your call?
Well, the 2nd 4 situation here, I would go with a run and then come right back, line up on the line of scrimmage, and go with a pass on the next play. Hopefully we try to complete it and get out of bounds. If we don't, then we're going to hurry up again or call the timeout and go for the field goal.
Larry Danielson showing a little mobility on that last run as he eluded the rush of Joe Ehrman and Fred Cook. Let's see what he does here. Former Purdue star, 6'2", 195 pounder, 26 years of age, getting his first start of the season. He's going to throw to the flat. He's got an open man. It's complete for Rick Kane. Forced out of bounds by Blackwood. They have a first down at the 15-yard line. And maybe that's one of those Colts expecting the run, so throw the pass situation.
That's right. As fine protection given Danielson at the line of scrimmage by his offensive line, and something that has been missing all afternoon on the Colts defense is getting to the quarterback. He has not been sacked at all. The only time he was knocked down, it was the last time when he ran with the football. So the offensive line doing an outstanding job blocking for the young quarterback, Danielson.
And the Lions have given up 49 sacks coming into this game. That's the most in the NFL. Danielson to throw again. Incomplete to David Hill, number 81. The coverage by Bruce Laird, number 40, and just off the fingertips of both Laird and Hill.
Looked like Laird had that interception in the end zone, but it came right off his fingertips, and Hill almost picked the football up as well, as we watch from the camera.
2nd down and 10.
That's over Blackwood. There's Laird. And they both had a piece of it. Nobody got all of it. It's 2nd down. Miami has scored again. It is 14-10. 11:56 remaining 4th period. Bob Greasy passing to Nat Moore. Draw play. Kane is hit. He nearly got away. The safety blitz was on Blackwood coming straight up the middle. Good coverage around Blackwood prevented what could have been a touchdown play. Had
he been able to cut back to his left, it would have been Katie bar the door, because Blackwood had vacated that area, and Blackwood did get a hand on him to spin him into the line. Defense bringing him down from there. Almost a good play by the Lions, as they came up with a fine call by young Danielson. I assume he's calling the plays. And it's now the 3rd down situation, and I'm sure the Lions are looking for the field goal, to get the field goal ready with 30 seconds left.
Again, if you just missed it, Miami has come back with a touchdown. Greasy to Nat Moore. It is 14-10 New England. The Colts need a Patriots victory today if they have any chance at the playoffs. They've got to win here today and win next week, and they've got their hands full with a very tenacious Detroit Lions team, making their best offensive drive of the day with young Gary Danielson at the controls. They are 3rd down inside the 15-yard line of Baltimore, and 30 seconds remaining in the half. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay has gone in front of New Orleans 13-0 in the 2nd period. The Buccaneers trying for their first victory ever.
3rd down and 10 from the Colts
3rd and 10 for Detroit.
He certainly is going to go for the touchdown here. If he's not worried about that making that first down, Tim, as if he doesn't get the touchdown, they'll have the chance for the field goal try from the 20-yard line.
Kane and King are the running backs. Kane 32, Horace King 25, and flags are down. Looks like delay of game. No motion signaled against the Lions. Motion called against the Lions, and that moves it back out to the 19-yard line, where it's 3rd down. Well, he bought himself a little more passing room. I always look at it from the positive point of view. Danielson will throw. Kane in the left flat, away from Oldham. Kane still going. Knocked out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Nettles, number 30, and White, 53, pushed him out. Good hard running by speedy Rick Kane.
This field is a little bit tough out there. Watch as Kane hits the ground there, what happens to him. Whoop.
Ouch. Oof.
Ooh, did that hurt my tutu.
4th down, about 3 yards to go. They have sent in the field goal kicking unit. The ball is on the 7-yard line of Baltimore. Steve Mickemeyer will attempt it. Danielson will hold the ball at the 15-yard line. A 25-yard attempt. Mickemeyer, it's up, it's good. Steve Mickemeyer has Detroit in front, 3-0, with 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. And so Steve Mickemeyer from 25 yards away completes a very impressive offensive drive for the Detroit Lions, led by young Gary Danielson. They got help from a Colts penalty, a personal foul, but they moved the ball effectively, and that is something that they have not been able to do, that the Colts have not been able to do so far here in the first half, except for their very first series of plays. Next Saturday at 4 o'clock here on CBS, the Sports Spectacular will present highlights of the WBC World Welterweight Championship. Exciting Carlos Palomino, the champion, defending against Jose Palacios of Mexico. Also, the National Hot Rod Association World Championships. And people into those hot rods will see Shirley Muldowney and Don Garland. They'll see Don Prudhomme in the funny car category. In addition, the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championships and the World's Strongest Men competition, featuring the Tug of War, the final event of the World's Strongest Men. All next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. 20 seconds remaining first half. Perry Griggs, number 28, the new return man, is in there for the Colts. He's standing at the 7-yard line. It'll be Steve Mickemeyer making the kick. There's Griggs.
He's a 9'7" sprinter, so he can fly.
He's had one practice. That was yesterday. But it's taken by McCauley at the 15. Don McCauley. It's out to the 30-yard line, where he's hit and knocked out of bounds by Leonard Thompson, number 39. 15 seconds on the clock. Last gasp in the half for Baltimore. The latest score from New England: the Patriots 14, the Dolphins 10. The Colts need a victory by the Patriots there today. Baltimore must win today and again next week against New England in order to make the playoffs. They would finish at 11-3.
Detroit playing way deep now, expecting Burt to really try to put the long, deep one up in the air. Just hang it out there and let it fly.
He's got time, but there's good coverage downfield. Now he ran out of time. Doug English got to him at the 15-yard line. 6 seconds on the clock. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line of Baltimore. There was good coverage downfield. This is a good defensive team. We've been saying it through this game. Detroit fans looking in know that the Lions have played well defensively all season long. They have a good, fast, strong secondary, good linebackers, and a strong front four. And they have been nothing but trouble for Baltimore today.
And there's elected to let the clock run out, take it into halftime, and get regrouped, and let's see what was the problem in the first half, Tim.
Well, you can hear the reaction of the crowd here. They are on their Baltimore Colts, who have lost 2 games in a row. They are 9-3, but their playoff chances depend not just on themselves, but on some other teams. And the big one is going on in New England this afternoon, where the Dolphins have battled back to make it 14-10, with New England still on top at our last report. And the Colts cheering for a Patriots victory there. For the Detroit Lions, another display of tenacity and true grit, I guess you could say. They are 5-7. They're just playing out their season, but not in that sense of the term, because 2 weeks in a row that I've watched them, they have played like this means everything to them. And that's credit to Tommy Hudspeth and his coaching staff, and primarily to the players themselves, who are professionals and are playing like it, as they have taken a 3-0 lead over the Baltimore Colts with a last-second field goal by Steve Mickemeyer from 25 yards out, with time running out in the first half. And so Baltimore, which John Unitas got it going on their first drive, they moved the ball tremendously well. But what happens? A fumble that was a replay of Leaks fumbling against Miami on Monday night.
So far, that's been the difference in the ball game, as a fumble by Leaks, as he did last Monday night, seemed to turn things around, and Baltimore then came back and moving the ball completely on the ground, with the exception of 2 passes to Mitchell, and then a final incompletion down around the 5-yard line to McCauley. Try for the field goal went wide, and then, of course, right prior to the half, as the Detroit Lions took the ball and marched it on down the field with the passing of Danielson, with a few good runs by Kane, and then we moved the football and everything else.
I guess you got to say that Bill Troop's hands have to be a little bit cold when that snap came to him. Troop, the backup quarterback, who doesn't normally have to go into a situation that cold in a game, but the weather here today may have had something to do with Bill being unable to put the ball down properly for Tony Lindholm.
Well, he'd been standing on the sideline. He certainly should have had his hands warm enough to hold the football, but when go downstairs, do you know?
I think you are for your team. And what's our halftime instruction, please? Can John go down?
If not.
I never listen. I'm the only guy you know that's behind on Ray Roberts. You know how many he won. I'm the best one.
Five minutes left in New England. Miami now trailing the Patriots by 4, and Miami has the ball. Let's get you up to date on everything going on around the league. The New York Giants have regained the lead from the Philadelphia Eagles. In the fourth quarter, Giants ahead by 4. Green Bay and Chicago. Walter Payton has gained better than 120 yards in his pursuit of O.J. Simpson. The Bears hanging tough. If they beat Green Bay and the Giants next Sunday, they will go to the playoffs. Houston and Cleveland. What happened to the Browns? They fell apart down the stretch. 19-8. Forrest Gregg's job could be in jeopardy. And here is the Miami-New England game. Bob Greasy has just thrown an interception or an incompletion, so it is 3rd and 13 right now for the Dolphins. Buffalo and the Jets. Buffalo leading the Jets by 4 points in the fourth quarter. Jets can't get anything going. Detroit and Baltimore, many of you watching that game. And what's gone wrong with the Baltimore attack? They trail it by a field goal. And will this be the day for Tampa Bay? They lead New Orleans 13-0. Wouldn't you love to be in the locker room to hear Hank Stram at halftime? Seattle 34, Kansas City 21. The Seahawks have exploded. And you know, Phyllis, there's a player who's probably suffering today because it was a tough loss yesterday for Terry Bradshaw, but we should pay tribute to him. He is some gutty performer.
He certainly is, Brent. And throughout his colorful 8-year career, Pittsburgh Terry Bradshaw has been one of pro football's most unpredictable quarterbacks. When he's hot, he's one of the best, and he's got 2 Super Bowl rings to prove it. But when he's not so hot, he can turn even the most routine play into an adventure. Well, this year, as always, Terry Bradshaw has had his ups and his downs. But in the words of Frank Sinatra, that's life.
Today's loss to Cincinnati, only one chance for the Steelers to get back to the playoffs. Cincinnati must lose next Sunday to Houston. The NFL Today will continue on CBS right after these messages from your local stations.
Join the holiday spirit when the Peanuts star in their award-winning special, A Charlie Brown Christmas, tomorrow night on CBS.
Steve Grogan has just fumbled for the New England Patriots. The Dolphins have the ball in the Patriots' 37, 4 minutes to go in that game. In Soldier Field, Walter Payton now has gained more than 137 yards. He needed over 300 in his last 2 games to catch O.J. Simpson. But it was Avellini who got the Bears going against the Green Bay Packers. Scott on the flanker screen to the 14. Then it was the same combination. Avellini to Scott for the touchdown. It was 7-0. Dolphins, incidentally, have just gotten 7 yards on first down. Here now is Walter Payton on a sweep, getting to the 1-yard line, and again he is closing in on 150 yards. 1 game to go next Sunday against the Giants. Payton also gets this touchdown here. It was 14-3. The Packers came back, and it was a halfback option pass. Willard Harrell threw a pretty pass to Steve Odom, who got in between 2 deep backs, got to the 1-yard line. Then it was Barty Smith barging across for the touchdown, and it was 14-10. And Irv, how about the Giants and the Eagles? That was almost over.
It's a real barn burner. The game is well within the last minute of play, but the Eagles are on the 1-yard line with a 3rd down situation facing them, where they trail by a score of 14-10. And it was a Giant defense that got things started early for them, as Ron Jaworski has trouble handling the ball, and New York comes up with him in the fumble recovery. Pisarcik goes to work right away to his big fullback, Larry Csonka. He latches under the ball here and rambles down to the 5-yard line, setting up a quarterback sneak. Pisarcik goes in. The Giants lead 7-0. In the 3rd quarter, opening kickoff here, Wilbert Montgomery receives the ball for the Eagles and rambles 99 yards for a touchdown. It's the first time the Eagles have had a play like this since 1963 when Timmy Brown did it. He went 102 yards that time himself. But Montgomery had an incredible college record, 76 touchdowns, and Abilene Christian, you can see just why he did it. Later, the Giants came back with Larry Csonka scoring his very first touchdown of the year from the 1-yard line. And I don't know where the Eagles are now, Britt, but the score right now is 14-10, and the Eagles are threatening on the 1-yard line with about a minute left to go in the game.
3 minutes to go in that New England-Miami game. Bob Greasy has just moved the Dolphins to the 16-yard line. On 3rd down, they'll measure for the first down. The Tampa Bay game. This could be the day as they seize command against New Orleans, still looking for their first victory in the National Football League. Huff to Dubose for a 39-yard gain, and that set up a touchdown for the Buccaneers. It'll be Huff going to Morris Owens in the end zone. A couple of field goals. 13-0. Tampa leading right now at the half. Detroit and Baltimore. The rest of you are watching that game. The Lions defense has played tough, but they also got a big break, and it looked like a replay from last Monday night. Roosevelt leaks with a hole, driving toward the goal line for the Colts, coughs it up. Lions recover for the touchback, come out on the 20. Mickemeyer kicked the 25-yard field goal. That has Detroit ahead of Baltimore by a score of 3-0. That was a first down for the Dolphins. It is now incomplete, 2nd down, and we'll have to turn you loose to go back to the stadiums. They'll keep you up to date on the Miami-New England game.
Here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, as Brent Musburger just reported, 3-0 football game. The Lions in front on the 25-yard field goal by Steve Mickemeyer. And they have just presented to the stadium crowd here the 25th anniversary all-time Baltimore Colts football team as selected by the fans. And there they are, a poster depicting them and depicting our man John Unitas, who, as one might expect, was unanimous or near unanimous choice, certainly the popular choice for the quarterback of that great Colts squad, along with a lot of other great names. That's John Mackey on this left there with a red scarf. And many of the Colts were able to get back here. Some of them, like the coach, Don Shula, was selected as the Colts coach, is not able to be here for obvious reasons. And also Ray Barry, who's an assistant coach in the National Football League. But our man was there, and he'll be back up here shortly as we continue.